Haven't seen you guys in a while. How y'all doing? Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? It is your boy, Scumpy, here today, bringing you the MLG Las Vegas post vlog. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of things, what went wrong, what went right, and everything in between, how the event was, and just a whole lot of different things. I'm actually going home for Christmas tomorrow, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be vlogging any of that. I'd say rain check on all of that, because sometimes, like in Vegas, I vlog, and I actually put like effort into recording the vlog, and then I just didn't find the time to actually sit down and edit the vlog itself. So, you know, I'm shitty sometimes. Like I'm gonna admit it. I can't, like, sometimes I just can't force myself to edit a video, which sucks because I actually had a lot of fun recording those vlogs, which were the day before and the gun range. But we'll see. We'll see about vlogs. I'm not really 100% sure yet. But yeah, let's talk about Vegas a little bit. As a lot of you guys know, this wasn't my first trip to Vegas. This was actually my second. The first one was probably about 3 to 5, I think it was about 5 months ago, actually. And that was whenever we went there for Turtle Wax to do the dream racing, and then we actually traveled to MLG Anaheim as a unit after we did that. So this was the second time I've been to Vegas, so I wasn't, like, blown away. I wasn't like, wow, Vegas, you know, like, let's go do this, let's go do that. I was still pretty focused on the event for the most part. Couple slip-ups, you know, but for the most part, I was 100% focused on the event and went there, you know, to play the tournament. So, I mean, I think I did a pretty good job of staying away from the whole Vegas, you know, drinking, partying, stuff like that. I think I did a pretty decent job of containing myself and trying to focus on the tournament. So there's that. Now, one thing that I will chime on pretty heavily throughout this video, I think, is the fact that people think we didn't practice enough. You know, obviously, if we don't win the tournament, I thought we were completely capable going into that tournament to win. I mean, you look at our road leading up to it, we won the 2K. I mean, it wasn't easy. Like, we didn't destroy every single team in the 2K, but we still won the 2K. And there were a couple times that we went last map with teams. Like I said, didn't destroy everybody, but we still won the 2K. Every single day, besides I think 2 or 3, we put about anywhere from 3 to 5 hours, I would say. That's probably a pretty good estimate of the time we put in. But for 2 weeks straight, we knew we were behind. We were playing catch up. Like, yeah, I will admit that we played catch up with everybody else. But we ended up catching up. We ended up catching up to teams. We were beating most teams in Scrim Series. We were splitting maps with the top teams. Obviously, you're not going to blow them out every single time. But we were beating, like, the top 12 to the top 8 to 12 teams, destroying them pretty much every single Scrim Series. So a lot of people were like, you guys didn't put the time in. You guys didn't practice enough. And then I'm sitting here like, I think we did. Honestly, I don't think the practice was our issue. I don't think that if we practiced more, we would have won. I think that it came down to we came out flat as hell on Friday and Saturday morning. We finally started turning it around at the end because, I mean, Saturday morning, we only played 2 matches on Saturday, so we lost our first match against E6, and then we won our second match in loser's bracket because we got third in our pool. And the biggest thing that I want to say is that the meta of the game changed at the event. Literally at the event. We played Rise on Friday. They were using OSAs. None of us were using OSAs because in our minds, they nerfed it. So we were like, oh, the OSA's not good anymore. Like, don't even worry about it. Everyone used K-bars. They were fucking destroying us with an OSA. And we sort of picked up on it too late because then we played pool play. I mean, this is just one specific point. Then we played against E6 in pool play. They were using 2 OSAs. And again, absolutely demoralizing us like, dude, what the hell is going on? Why is the OSA so good? So then I finally switched the OSA, third map against E6 in pool play, and just start wiping the floor with them. But at that point, it's too late. The meta changed mid-tournament. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, practice wasn't the issue. I mean, practice wasn't the issue. I'm just going to flat out say it. Wasn't the issue. We practiced enough. The biggest issue with us was that the game online that we were practicing was a completely different game whenever we got to LAN, and we picked up on it way, way, way too late compared to other teams. Way too late. Like, if we would have played with the OSA throughout pool play, I honestly think we would have at least went 2-1. At least. Bare minimum 2-1. That being out of the way, though, I guess we can start going into what the tournament was like. I mean, the tournament was great. It was like any other MLG event. Again, it was convenient. There was food places about a 3 minute walk, probably like 5 minute walk away from the venue. So we didn't have problems with eating and stuff like that, which is always nice. We didn't have to like order food all the time and try to get that done. It was nice. There was a food court. We were able to do that. The venue, great. The only problem was it was a little cold inside. A lot of people will probably testify to that as well. Little bit chilly inside, but it did fix itself on Saturday and Sunday. Friday, though, it was like an ice box in there, like actually freezing cold. I was like, can we get some hand warmers, please? Like, it is cold as hell on main stage. But finally, the temperature sort of leveled out. I think it was because, like, Friday, there weren't as many heads inside the venue, and then Saturday, Sunday, obviously more people started coming to the tournament, so it warmed up a little bit more because there were a lot more, people breathing and more body heat running through the tournament. But other than that, it was great. I mean, the scheduling was pretty good. Couldn't really complain too much about that. We were always on time. We never really had any issues. Like, when are we playing? We always knew. Vegas, good event. MLG always runs good events. There's never, sometimes there are things that are bad, but this event was one of the better ones. There was nothing really that bad with the event itself. It was well ran and well put on by MLG, so. Moving on, though, let's just talk about our games a little bit. So, on Friday, we had 2 matches. We played against Team Revenge. Not a hard match. Nothing really went wrong. We 3-0'd them. Pretty much expected. We were like, this is the worst team in our pool. No disrespect to them because we had a pretty hard pool. But, they were the worst team in our pool. So we went in there expecting to beat them, 3-0, 3-1, maybe if they took a search off us. But, yeah. Went according to plan. Next match, Rise. We go into this one. Obviously, Rise they won the tournament, but we knew that they were going to be our hardest match in the pool unless, like, a godlike team came out of the open bracket. But then again, Rise won, so it's like, okay. Best team at the tournament in our pool. So it's like, whatever. We didn't know that going into the match. But we were taking them very seriously. Super, super close series. We ended up losing first map, I believe. And then we went down 0-2 after that, lost the SND to another close match. So we're like, shit. But we knew we could bring it back because our uplink was super strong. Like, we knew our uplink was our best game mode probably, or one of our best game modes. I honestly think that it went inverse. Like, this event, I think our best game types were uplink and then SND and then hardpoint, which is like, I don't fucking know, dude. It's so weird with our team. One event we have a great hardpoint, bad SND. The next tournament we have great SND, bad hardpoint. Our uplink's usually pretty consistent, but other than that, it's like, can we balance it? Shit. But we win the uplink pretty convincingly. Next map, going to hardpoint, win that as well. So it comes down to the last map, throwback. We weren't very solid at this map. I'd say that this was our worst SND at this point in the tournament. We got better at it because we played it a lot at the tournament. They beat us like 6-4, something like that. They just clutched out a couple 1v1s that we didn't get. Whatever. We're like, shit, it was a close match. Just move on. As long as we win our match tomorrow, which is Saturday morning against E6, we'll be fine. And also, let me just throw in again that we were very stale on Friday and Saturday morning. Like, we just really didn't have the intensity and passion that I wanted. Like, we weren't calling out and yelling and getting it. Like, that's one of the problems with our team sometimes, is that it takes us a little bit to actually get into that tournament mindset and tournament mode when we get there. I don't know why. I mean, it happens to a lot of other teams as well. You can ask anybody. Sometimes you just come out stale and it's really hard to fix it. But that's what I was saying. We just weren't meshing well. We weren't really playing that well together. We weren't, like, calling out the same that we usually do. So Friday, I was like, whatever, fuck it. We had a decent day. We lost 3-2 to a very good team. Just bring it back tomorrow. So Saturday, we play against E6. Everyone was like, E6 is nice. We were like, E6 is a good team. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think they're like a top 4 team at this tournament. I don't think they're that good, but they're definitely not a bad team. They play Rise first on the feature station, and they 3-0 Rise. So we're like, wow. Like, we're like, shit, man. They just 3-0'd Rise. And now they're coming off a 3-0 win, first match in pool play. And they've been playing all day Friday in open bracket. Now we got to play them Saturday morning after they do that. So we're like, all right. This is probably going to be a little difficult. And again, we didn't really know about the OSA meta until the third map against them, which was way too late. We even lost third map, but I mean, that wasn't really because, they just played better and they were hot. They had an 0-2 lead on us already, so they were cranking. But first map, lost. Second map, lost. I think second map they beat us like 6-2 or something on Retaliation S&D, which wasn't really like us because that's one of our better S&Ds. And then third map, we again brought out the Osas finally, but it was just too late. You know, they already had the momentum, they already had the hype, and they just already had full momentum going into that match. So it was just too late. We put up a good fight on the last map, but it just wasn't enough. We choked a couple situations that we usually don't choke, which was disappointing. But E6, they just beat us. They flat out beat us, came out hot, and they just put us in the dirt. So we're 1-2 in pool play at this point. We know we're going into through losers, which is demoralizing because with our team, we should never be doing that. And then that's whenever we finally started like perking up, like, all right, like now we're in a bad spot. We shouldn't have put ourselves here, but now let's get into it. Let's at least try to make the best out of a worse situation. So now we're in losers bracket. We're top 16 at the moment. We have to win. I'll just go through right here. Top 12, top 8, top 6, top 4, top 3, top 2, and then you have to win 2 series. So we would have had to win 8 series in a row to actually win the tournament, which I completely thought we were capable of doing. I thought if we can, rearrange and get back into the zone, I completely 100% think that we can do this. It's just match by match, map by map with our team. I think that we had the potential and the skill to do it, but we just obviously fell short a little bit later down the line, but we'll talk about that. So Saturday night, we had to wait a couple of hours after we lost to E6 to play Complexity. Went into that match, we wanted to win. We were hungry again. It was like, all right, now we're in a shitty spot. Now our backs are against the wall. Now we have to win or we're going home. So we 3-0 Complexity. It wasn't the easiest match. We won by like 40 on the hard point. Destroyed them in Surge. That was like crazy. And then the uplink, like I said, our uplink was very, very hot the whole weekend. Beat them 3-0. Whatever. We were like, all right, there we go. Back on track. Played a good series. Beat Complexity 3-0. And that's our Saturday. Now let's move on into Sunday. Moving on into Sunday, we had a very early day. We knew we were going to have an early day, so starting off around 10 a.m., we're playing against Elevate, the European team. We knew these guys were going to be good. They made a pretty good dent in their pool. I can't really remember who was in it, but I remember we knew they weren't going to be a pushover team at all. So we went into that match, coming out hot, trying to get back into things. It's early morning, so it's like, damn, early morning. Us in the morning is usually not a very pretty sight. It's not. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Us playing in the morning is not pretty at all. So we're going against Elevate. I had a really, really bad first map. Really bad. I don't know why, but with me this weekend, I couldn't play Retaliation Hardpoint for some reason. I was playing it really well online. I was doing my thing, but this weekend I wasn't. It was like the only map that I just couldn't do well on. Like I couldn't. And it was bad. But Retaliation, I ended up shitting the bed. My teammates all did well. So we go down 0-1. I was like, okay, Seth, like, let's go. Like, snap back into it. This is it. Like, you can't be costing maps in losers bracket like that. Not good. So next map, I started off 1-6. It was Crusher S&D. I started off 1-6, just nothing going my way. Was losing a couple gunfights, uncharacteristic of me again. I was like, all right, man, like, wake up. And then it was like 2-4 or something like that. And then I just turned up out of nowhere, like completely out of nowhere. I went 9-1 after that. I had 2 aces, and I just started absolutely shitting. I got full streaks. I was hype. I was like, all right, let's go. That's what I needed. Like, that's what I needed to finally get into the swing of things, get that momentum flowing, get back into the tournament, stuff like that. So I had that awesome map. Started off poorly, ended it incredibly. Next map, uplink again. Our uplink, super strong. I'm going to keep chiming on that. Uplink, really strong. Beat them on that close map, though. 4-3. Beat them with the last 30-second dunk. Very, very close map. So not a pushover map at all. So 4-3. Win that map. Again, huge for momentum. Got a little bit of hype going. Next map, Scorch Hardpoint. Shut them out. We beat them like 250 to probably like 100, 120, something like that. So we felt good. Won our first match. We're now top 8, so that was a big match for us. Next, moving on, I believe we played E6 again for top 6, and this time we weren't messing around. This time we weren't messing around at all. We were coming out hot, and really the vibe of Sunday was we lost first map every series, and then we had to come back. And like I said, our hard point wasn't very good this weekend, which was weird. Like I said, it was very, very weird. But so E6, lose first map, which was Scorch Hardpoint again. We just got done playing against Elevate. So I was like, all right, fuck. Like, we just played well on that map, and we just lost it to them. These guys are shooting very, very well. But don't worry about it. Let's come back. Again, win the SND. Won the uplink, which was the same uplink we played them on Saturday morning, which was Frost. We ended up beating them on that, so that was huge. Next map, we were like, all right, we got full momentum. They're done. Throwback hardpoint, one of our best hardpoint maps. We actually played that map pretty well throughout the weekend. Beat them 3-1. Beat them on that map. Not very close, like 250 to, again, like 120, 150, somewhere in that range. So beat E6, got the revenge on them. We're feeling good. We're like, all right, now that we know about the OSA meta, we're back. Like, let's go. We're about to come back, win this tournament. So next we play FaZe. Obviously, this is Optic Gaming versus FaZe. We knew that if we won this series, we would be in a very good spot to come back. Like, a very good spot. We knew that FaZe was one of the only competitors that we had left with, like, our talent. Obviously, you have Rise, but, you know, we knew FaZe was going to be a tough match. So go into that. Again, lose the first hard point. So we're like, come on. Can we win a first map hard point? Because our S&D was very good on Sunday. Very good. We didn't lose a single search on Sunday. We had some close ones against FaZe, for instance. We had a very close map against them. Crim and Damon actually ended up 2v4ing them round 11, which was insane. I didn't get to use my kinetic because for some reason in this game you have to earn it back every single round with either like a kill, assist, a trophy, bomb plant, something. So me and Zuma both didn't get to use our kinetic, and we both had it for like 4 rounds, and neither of us got to use it. So win second map, huge. That's whenever I threw the FaZe up, which was no disrespect intended. I was just trying to get hype, trying to get my team hype. I mean, you guys obviously know how it is, but I got a lot of flack for that, so I do apologize just in the moment. Obviously, I love the guys on FaZe. We were laughing about it on Sunday after the tournament was over. But yeah, sorry about that. So we are 1-1 right now. The uplink. This was the map of the tournament. We were up 4-3 with about 35 seconds left, and they had one more push, and they ended up getting the last dunk in the last 30 seconds. After that, I was like, no, bro. I was sitting there like this, like, no. There's no way that just happened, because it felt like we were outplaying them the whole map. And for that last exchange to go how it did, it was so heartbreaking and crushing. But after that, I was like, all right, listen, we can't dwell on that. Push forward, you know, we can't let that get into our heads. But it's hard not to. Like, you lose a map like that to FaZe, and that's to either go up 2-1 or down 2-1. That's tough, man. That's a tough map to swallow. So we end up losing that last 35 seconds. Their last push, that was the same thing that happened on first map too. We almost came back from 190 to 248 on hardpoint. Almost held a full 60 in their last push. They find their last push on that map too. They broke through. Same map, throwback. All right, so moving into the fourth map again. It sucked because after that third map, you could just tell, you know, on fourth map they were shooting a lot better. Their teamwork was a lot better. It was like playing a completely different team. They just had full momentum. They were hyped up after that. It was hard. We needed to win that third map, and I think if we did, the series would have went a lot differently. I honestly think we would have won fourth map because, again, they came out hot, like a completely new team. And it's not like we played the map poorly. We just were getting outshot. Like, it was simple as that. They were just hot. They were on fire. And with that much momentum, you know, it's hard to shut a team down like that when they have that much individual talent and skill on their team. It was shitty. Oh, that third map was the whole tournament. We'd have been top 4 playing Allegiance. I was confident against them. Oh, that one map against FaZe, it sucked so bad. But that was our tournament. We ended up placing 5th, 6th. I honestly think that we were the best team there, and we just didn't play well. I mean, people disagree with that because obviously we didn't win, but I do think that we were the best team there. If we would have played like we did on Sunday and Saturday night in pool play, I think the tournament, like just the flow of the tournament would have been a lot different for us. Playing in winners is a lot different than playing in losers. So I don't know. That's just how I feel. A lot of people agree to disagree, whatever you got to do. But that's it for the video, guys. Again, I'm not happy with the placing. Nobody on our team is happy with the placing, so expect us to come out with a little bit more flames in the next tournament. I think that we're fine. No roster changes are being made. Stay in the same team. There's no reason to change anyone. Like I said, I thought we were the best team. Just didn't play well, and it happens. It's Call of Duty. It's very hard to be consistent and win every single tournament, especially with jetpacks and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But moving on to the next tournament, it's in about 2 months, I think, so we're going to get some practice and take a little break here for Christmas and come back strong. So thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it didn't run for too long. And as always, guys, this is your boy, Scump. Flame.